I'ma give them something to see. I can't hold it back. I can't hold it back, no. Come on, check me out now.
Hi there, it's Shirley with LifeStyleOver50.com coming to you today to show you a little more of dehydrating fruit. Now I did do a previous video and that was really my second attempt, but my first attempt at sharing with you because I got a brand new air fryer slash dehydrator and testing things out, and I want to be able to bring it to you. So today, the last video, I actually dehydrated apples, and that was the only thing I focused on. Today, I want to try different fruit. We went to the local produce stand, and I got a bunch of fruit. So I am going to do mango, I'm going to do kiwi, and grapefruit. I have no idea how this is going to come out, but you will find out at the end. So first of all, you want to prep your fruit. So I did a little bit of that for you, so I don't have to spend the whole time cutting and peeling. So with the mango, I first cut the top off, and you've got the pit that sits there, so you just got to find the sweet spot so you don't hit that. And then I use my peeler. This is my kind of favorite peeler that is the long flat top there, and you really are just gonna take the skin off through that. I won't spend the whole time. I have one all peeled for you. And then with the kiwi, I'm going to cut off one end, cut off the other end. I usually take that sticker off with a knife so it doesn't mess up my cutting process. And actually I peel with the paring knife. So I'm just going to take that skin off like that. Try to stay close to the peel so you don't lose a bunch of your kiwi. That's how I peel that. And then the grapefruit. So I had to think about this one. I wasn't sure how to attempt that one. So the whole grapefruit, I'm going to choose the end where it gathers together, where it's easy to puncture your finger in there and pull the inner skin off. So I'm going to cut that off. And that wasn't the correct end. I don't know. This is a really small one. So I'm going to begin to peel. And I'm keeping this whole throughout the process. I'm going to go down to the end here and see what comes up. It was the other end. So in there, you've got that gathered inner skin. So that's where you can pop your finger in there and pull, and it gets a better pull on that outer skin. You're going to have to work it sometimes a little bit. You want to get not the outer skin, the inner skin in between the grapefruit and that the outer peel. So you work on that, get as much of that off as you can. You can go to the other end and so forth. So cutting, peeling, keeping this really simple. So here's the mango. And the mango has that pit. So usually there's not a ton of room on the short sides of the pit. This has most of your meat. You can see how the pit is up and down. That's where I'm going to cut first. And you may feel the pit. You just come out with the knife and you move over. So I'm going to look at that. And I'm going to cut that right about there and see if I can make it all the way through. Perfect. So you're going to cut there. Usually I'll come on the other side. Now I can see the pit again. Follow the lead through that. That's the bulk of your mango. And you'll be able to cut a piece off there, the other side, and then a little bit on the tail end. The pit is pretty big. It takes up the majority of the center there. So what I'm going to do is cut slices. This is pretty fat as it bows. So I'm going to cut the piece about there, and I'm going to cut longer slices for the mango. So I'm going to try about this size. I'll do another piece here. I'm going to do it in strips. You can always experiment how you want it. And cut up the mango like that. I'm not going to do the whole thing. In slices. Then I'm going to go to the kiwi. Not good to really probably push up your glasses with the knife in your hand. Okay, our kiwi, I'm going to cut some slices here. I'm probably going between 1/8 and 1/4 inch. That's my size there. Cut one more. And there you have it. So that's how I'm going to cut my kiwi. And the grapefruit, I'm going to peel that or pull it apart. That's a better way to say that. I'm going to take out my little center there as much as I can. And I'm actually going to try it with a full wedge. I'm going to see what happens. So that's pretty thick, but it's pretty juicy. What the dehydrator is doing is pulling out all the moisture. So there's so much juice and moisture in here. I'm hoping that it's okay to leave it thicker, but of course we'll find out at least 6 hours from now. And if not, then I could probably modify it and put it back in. So there's my grapefruit. There's my kiwi slices. There's my mango slices. So now I'm going to go to the dehydrator. And by the way, that is the Emeril Lagasse Airfryer Power 360. Yes, I think I said it right this time. That's a long name, right? I'm excited about this. It's been really fun to dehydrate the fruit. And of course, it's all about making healthier choices. And by the way, you save a ton of money. When you're trying to buy dried snacks in the store, they're not healthy. They have a ton of sugar additives, additional ingredients. And this way you're saving money. Buy at a local produce stand if you can. Use that fruit and dehydrate yourself. So in case you're wondering, I was plugged in with a mic, so I want to put my mic back on so you can actually hear me. We're almost done here. So I grabbed my rack and my basket from my dehydrator, and I just want to show you the different options. You've got the rack, you've got the basket. I really love the basket, so actually I just ordered 2 more baskets today, but the rack is great. And there's 2 of us, so I use both. You could just do, a basket full. So with the mango, because of the shape and not wanting it to fall through the rack, I'm just going to stack these in the air fryer, leave a little bit of space in between. I actually could put a ton here. I've got a second mango that I'm going to do. With the kiwi, I'm going to, it's probably going to dry. It's a little too small to put in the rack, and then once it dries, it falls through. So I'm going to use the basket for the kiwi. So you can see, I'm not going to stay here the whole time while we fill it up. And then the grapefruit, this is probably a good option, I hope. I'm going to use the rack because it can lay across the rack portions. Couldn't find the right word, so you know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to use this rack to do the grapefruit. So I'm going to put it in the air fryer, choose my different levels as far as where I'm placing these. All 5 of the locations marked is dehydrating. When I dehydrated before, I actually used the max temperature of 175. I'm going to bring it down to where it originates as far as what most people recommend, and I'm going to go about 125. It will come up to the 6 hours minimum. After 6 hours, we're going to come back. I'm going to show you where it's at, and we'll go from there. Hey there, I am back to do our 6-hour check on our dehydrating. So follow me. Let's see. Okay, had our basket with our mango and our kiwi. And then our bottom shelf. Now, when I originally started, I wasn't going to put kiwi on the rack, but I did. And it actually worked out good. It didn't even fall through. And then I did a little extra mango there. And then we got our grapefruit. So we're going to test a little of this. This was only the 6 hours, or at least the minimum time period, at 125. And it looks like that one's a little soft, but we've got most of these, I think. That's the kiwi, and I'm going to test it. So I'm going to taste this. Oh my God. Oh, okay. That is really good. That is ready. So I'm going to move on to, a little tart and sweet, but really good. I'm going to move on to the mango. So I would have to say that the consistency of how dried, that's going to be your taste. A lot of these here, like this one's a little more dry than this one. So it's your preference. I can already tell there's some here that need a little bit more time, I guess because the thicker that I made it. So difference on how thin or thick you cut it. So I'm gonna try this piece. Now, this is my first time dehydrating mango and kiwi and grapefruit. Oh my God, guys, this is so good and so good for you. So this one's a little more. All right, that's good stuff right there. So 6 hours for the majority here. Some of the slices that were thicker on the mango needs a little more time. Couple pieces on the kiwi, so it may just vary on the thickness. It's all good. But now this is the grapefruit. So I already can tell there's tons of moisture in here. So what I learned while doing this, when I continued to cut, what I realized is you really need to slice the top of the grapefruit wedge, because sometimes there's seeds in there. So if you cut that, then you can just pop the seeds out really quick. What I did realize too, oh my God, because they're so juicy, like the mess was just all over the counter. So I don't mind that, but it's the end result is what's going to matter. So I am going to taste this one and see what's happening to it. Okay, while it's still moist, it's interesting. It's warm grapefruit, and it's still very tart. But I am going to put it back in. It's evening now. I'm going to probably put it on another 6-hour cycle. It's definitely not going to hurt it. You can go up to 12 hours with dehydrating. In the end result, I may not do grapefruit in the future because if I needed to cut this thinner, it's way too moist and it doesn't hold together because you got to have the skin on it. So at least on one side and so forth. So at this point, this is my first and my last time dehydrating grapefruit, but I will run it the 6 hours. But other than that, the mango, the kiwi, spectacular. So I'll be doing some additional dehydrating and I'll be doing some air frying. So check out our next video on LifeStyleOver50.com.
Can't hold it back.